This episode of the Bottle Rocket podcast is brought to you by GamerClips.tv. Play, share and watch video game frags and clips with hundreds more added every day. Hit the link in the comments section to check them out. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Bottle Rocket podcast with me, Chris.
Me, Ben.
Me, Jace.
Me, the Mance.
Now, I just want to start off this week by saying that last week me and Jake were talking about the sort of future and where everything's going, and we touched on hoverboards, and we were sort of wondering why we haven't got a hoverboard in the garage just yet. And another Funkin' Gamer left a comment last week saying that there's a company making them. So I went on and checked out, and there is a company called Hendo who are currently a Kickstarter company who have, by the looks of it, built a prototype hoverboard.
I think out of all of us, Mance is probably the only one that can afford that.
I'm literally going on the website right now. Have a look.
So all those dreams of being Marty McFly.
I've heard of hover bikes. I've seen footage of a hover bike. I mean, it's quite a large piece of kit, and it can sort of hover about 6 feet in the air and move. It physically moves. It doesn't just hover static, but hoverboards, that'd be sick.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Can I just say as well before we carry on? Bravo, guys, for making it to the podcast this week. Just the last few weeks, it's just been me and Chris flipping it out.
Yeah, it's nice to go more than two.
Do you know what? That was so much better than the last time you said it.
Well, yeah. I thought I'd add some flair this time.
Yeah. So obviously, Mance, you've been away for a few weeks.
I have.
Been over in America.
States, into your favourite zone in the world.
Well, I don't know about that.
Marvel fiend.
Yeah, so you went to... You know
where it is, do you?
No.
You know nothing about it.
Orlando,
Adventure, part of the Universal Park.
That's the one. And how was the Hulk ride?
Yeah, it was good looking at it from a far distance, yeah. It was good.
How did it feel when you got off it?
Beautiful, wasn't.
Oh, damn.
You went all that way
Fail.
and you didn't go on that roller coaster?
Yep.
Man, what a waste of a journey. That is the one thing I would go to Orlando Resort for.
The Hulk.
The sickest roller coaster in the world, supposedly.
No, Secret is the best roller coaster in the world. Get it right. Yeah.
Chico, did you just say?
Chico time!
I was going to say, if you rode on Chico.
Oh no.
So that did it scare you? Is that what it was?
I'm not a fan of loops. They give me a headache for some dodgy reasons. So.
But did the roar scare you?
The fact that you can hear it before you get into the actual park, there's like where the Blue Man Group play. There's a big like clubs and restaurants. It's a good, 15-minute walk from the bus drop off to you get to the actual parks, and you can hear it right there at the start. That's a good 10-15 minutes away.
Because it's specifically designed, isn't it, to roar at you?
Yeah.
Let me get this right, Mance. So, you can't do a couple of loop-the-loops on a roller coaster that'll probably only last, 40 seconds. But you can sit for like 12 hours straight playing Warcraft, and you're fine.
Yeah.
What?
170-foot vertical drop, and I don't mind that at all.
He can't do 12 hours, Ben. He goes like a cabbage, man.
Cabbage. No.
My screen froze then with Ben just like...
So moving on to the gaming news. Obviously, this weekend just gone was BlizzCon.
Yay!
Mance, you had your virtual ticket.
Damn right.
And I scavenged a bit of your feed off you, especially for movie presentation.
Oh my god! I need to buy myself 8 holograms. I think we should have an hologram timer.
What, like full size?
Full size.
Full size replica.
Yeah, straight up.
So the
picture here.
There's only one man who'd be able to pick it up.
Hologram himself. Pen. Yeah.
The tank.
Well, if it was made out of polystyrene, then you'd be
No, it
right.
wasn't.
I struggle with that with my bad back, man.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you, actually, yeah. Glass back.
Yeah.
So yeah, the panel got together to talk about the movie, which is coming out in 2016. We didn't see any footage, but apart from
the few that went there,
apart from the select few that went there, and managed to get upstairs and see a couple of minutes of video from the film. But I'm sort of glad about that, because I'm not on board with this whole revealing stuff 4 or 5 years before it's due out. Like we've just seen the Infinity Wars stuff from Marvel. You know, we've got Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2 coming out in 2017 and 2018, and it's just like, why start rolling that hype train 4 or 5 years in advance? You know, just keep.
I think it's just the times. I think, you know, it's the companies are wanting to guarantee the audience, aren't they? That's ultimately what it comes down to. And Marvel are particularly bad for this. Like Infinity War's trailer for, you know, I mean, it's not really much of a trailer. It's just a hash up of clips from all the prior films. But why on earth do this? Like, here's a teaser trailer, guys. It's coming out 4 or 5 years' time. Oh, and by the way, here's a list of the 18 movies that we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's I could get on board with knowing what's coming out, perhaps, but
yeah, having like a release schedule, but to start getting you excited for these movies when you've got so much longer to wait. It just seems a bit daft. We did, however, get to see a few images from the film. We got to see Orgrim Doomhammer,
Big Lane,
and King Lane, and I must say that the look and feel that it looks like they're going for has got me, you know,
intrigued.
It's got me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
If you're wondering who they were, by the way, Ben, so was I. I had to ask the question, who the hell is Lane?
Come on, Jace, you played Warcraft longer than me, and even I knew who King Lane is.
I play Warcraft, man, but I just don't know anything about the lore, which is bad of me, to be fair.
Okay, well, King Lane was he was running the show Alliance side back when the first Dark Portal was opened.
I know nothing.
He's the current leader of the Alliance, Varian Ren. It's his dad, basically. And Orgrim Doomhammer, he was kicking ass and taking names Horde side.
Back in the day.
They're just the two biggest leaders of the factions at the time. So yeah, that's the movie.
Oh, well, thanks for the educational there. What did you actually see from the movie, though?
Nothing.
The trailer.
No, there's no trailer.
Was
No
it
clips at all.
What was it? Some kind of previs
Orgrim's
CGI
giant
stuff?
toad.
Nope. Just a few shots.
Oh, that's right then.
It was from the people that actually bought the BlizzCon ticket and flew to LA to go and watch BlizzCon. It was like a special room you could go and watch it.
Oh, so you didn't even get to see that at Mance?
No.
Because you didn't pay enough money?
All the ones that paid a good $500 to get yourselves out there and go to a BlizzCon.
How much was your ticket?
20 quid.
How much?
25 quid.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought you said 100 quid at first.
I thought he said 100 quid. I was going to say 100 quid to watch a video stream.
My jaw was about to hit the floor.
£500.
Over the weekend, Blizzard also dropped Overwatch.
Dropped the D on Overwatch.
Dropped the D on it. Mance, explain Overwatch.
It's mint.
If you can.
It is Team Fortress meets League of Legends meets like Blizzard, basically. They tried to get a first-person shooter like Team Fortress to have the same game mode as League of Legends, like lane-based action, but shooting with heroes. It is weird.
Basically,
Sounds weird.
You'll be laning, but instead of like killing minions or something, there'll
You'll
be
be
balls that you'll be farming to level up.
Yeah.
But as a shooter.
So it's basically like first-person MOBA.
Yeah, first-person MOBA, yeah.
Has this got anything to do with Project Titan? Like, because obviously they canned that was it earlier this year when they decided
did
to
mention
finally
in
say
the
they weren't
panel.
doing it?
Because when they got it, Chris Metzen was there, the lead designer of Overwatch, with some other youths. They were talking about it, and they said someone asked from the crowd where did Titan go, and they said they had two ideas: Overwatch and Titan. And they decided halfway through, when they were close to releasing a bit of content, they said, "Oh, Titan's not going to work, not where we want to go." And Overwatch was what they went with, and they piled all the resources into Overwatch then. Hence why they could give us so much stuff at BlizzCon. There was gameplay trailers, there was actual cinematic trailers, there was 800 machines with the alpha on. Like the game straight away.
Do you guys think that had anything to do with like a business decision? Like you've got WoW, which has still got 7 million plus subscribers. You've got Draenor coming out. I'm pretty sure Blizzard have announced that they're going to keep feeding WoW content. And then you've got to think that Blizzard have looked at other potential big hitting MMOs that have come out. Elder Scrolls Online, The Old Republic. They did pretty bad subscriber-wise to start with, and then they've dropped off even more since. And obviously MOBA is now flavour of the month, with League of Legends having the biggest Twitch streaming audience going. You know, do you think that it was business decision, or the passion's there, or what? Because they're releasing two MOBAs close together now.
Like with Warcraft, they've got, again, last quarter of the year, they were down on subscribers and down on money again, which I don't know what that is.
Well, that's expected for a 10-year plus game, though.
Yeah.
They made up for the subscription loss by putting the dollar up, aren't they?
But yeah, increased the Warcraft up by €1.
Yeah, I think they're definitely trying to sort of open out into as many different gaming genres as possible.
Yeah, maybe they just turned around and said, "Look, we aren't just an MMO designer. We can design other games as well," and they're trying to show it.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. Blizzard aren't a company that need to show that. I mean, they've made a ton of awesome games, and they've pushed the envelope on everything that they've attempted. And I mean, if you watch the video on YouTube, Looking for Group, it's a documentary about Warcraft that came out at BlizzCon. You know, Chris Metzen says in that, you know, we're just a bunch of guys who make the games we want to play.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we want a game that does this, so let's go and make it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you would do as a games designer, wouldn't you? At the end of the day, if you're in that area where you can put your imagination into a game, you'd want to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. And it just so happens that there are millions and millions of people that also like the games they want to play.
No, the irony.
Now, you mentioning MOBAs, we've got to talk about Heroes of the Storm.
LOL, killer. Wait.
I mean, you guys have been playing that quite a lot. Is it going to take on League of Legends?
No. No, it's not.
Just a straight no.
Yes, and
No way, no chance.
If you're going to think it's going to get more money than LOL, and be more players playing Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends in the same amount of time that they've both been out, no chance.
It's got the fan base, man, from the other games.
Because I mean, me and you were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Chase?
Yeah. The fact that the lore is already there for the characters. The end of the day, League of Legends came out, no one knew what it was, and they brought these characters out. Just for an example, Katarina or something, you know, one of the characters' names. Someone looks at right, what kind of backgrounds it's got. No one knows anything about the character. Whereas with the characters you're playing on Heroes of the Storm, you've already played with these characters, but you've never been able to play as them. Well, apart from some of the characters like Demon Hunters and that. But, you know, for your WoW players mainly, like Illidan and Uther and that, you've always been beside them doing quests for them or fighting against them or something. But now you get to play as this. That's just gripping straight away for any person who's been playing your World of Warcraft.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot more accessible. The fact that you know these characters and you're familiar with them, and that's going to give it a big step up. You know, I don't know if it's enough to take on an established IP.
No, it's the same about the ones that have tried to dethrone Warcraft, Guild Wars, Star Wars, Rift, all that lot. First 2 weeks, booming. Yeah, we're going to take Warcraft, and then everyone realises Well, no, this isn't the game for me.
And that's
Whatever.
the thing. I mean, if you look at it as well, a lot of the MMOs that have come out over the last couple of years have technically been better than Warcraft.
Yeah.
You know, I think Star Wars was a fantastically put together MMO. Guild Wars 2, I continue to maintain is a fabulous MMO. But
WildStar, the most recent one, man. I mean,
I completely forgot about WildStar.
I played the beta of it. And
exactly, forgot about WildStar.
It seemed awesome, but where is it now? You don't see anything of it.
It's like they are better put. They're better put together, but it's just how do you take on an established IP that's got that many hours of playtime gone into it, and that many people are invested with the story and the lore. You know, I just wonder if Heroes of the Storm's going to suffer the same fate when it goes up against League of Legends.
I don't know, man.
It's just Legos, the name that make it Blizzard.
Yeah, look at Hearthstone at the end of the day, man. There's so many card games out there, but yet Hearthstone has managed to be a basic card game, and yet put it out there.
That's a very good point, actually, because that's just gone out. That's gone out into a genre and just completely overtaken it.
Massively. And I think that's because it had the backing from Blizzard in the first place. And again, the lore is there. You get to play as these characters.
Worth mentioning at this point, though, they've announced an expansion for Hearthcraft: Goblins versus Gnomes.
Hearthcraft?
Yeah.
Hearthcraft.
Hearthstone.
Do you think at any point in Hearthstone they're going to bring out a StarCraft version or a Diablo version?
I was thinking about this the other day, and it makes perfect sense. Because where do you go next? They've got to be looking at the other games in their repertoire to be adding more content to it.
Thing with Hearthstone as well. When can they say there's too many cards in the game? Because they've just announced they're going to add another 120 cards. I don't know how many are in the game at the moment, but surely in a card game it gets to a point where there are too many cards in the game. Surely.
I don't agree with that, man. Because going back to League of Legends, they must have started out with 50 champions, and they've probably doubled it or tripled it by now. They're always adding more champions, and what happens is they go for a trend where some person will play as a certain champion or loads, and then next thing you know, they remember an old champion, and next thing you know, everyone's playing that one again. And I suppose the same thing with the cards. Like you'll have your certain decks that will always be the OP deck, and then next thing you know, someone will go, "I'm going to try this deck," and that one becomes the better deck. You know, I don't think there's ever going to be too many.
It makes the game more difficult, doesn't it? Because at the moment, where it is say you're playing against I don't know a warlock. You know, you can pretty much guarantee if he knows what he's doing, you can guarantee what cards he's got in his hand.
Yeah.
Because there's an archetype out there for what a warlock should be using.
Yeah,
now,
you've got your cookie cutter decks, haven't you, basically?
Now, if you add a lot more cards into the mix, it may work out that warlock could be carrying 3 variations, and then it just makes it a bit more hard to counteract, and then there doesn't become one deck that is an outright winner.
That makes the game more competitive overall.
Exactly.
And you'll go to these tournaments and you'll genuinely be surprised by what's actually happening, you know, in front of your eyes. You won't just be like, oh, right, well, this warlock's going to throw down, you know, 4 of a certain card and then throw a spell down, and then, you know, they've won the match by, you know, powering through the board. It might be like how Naxxramas introduced the Nerubian Egg, which became a card that went into a lot of decks then because it was a powerful card to have on the board.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Hearthstone as well, they had the tournament at BlizzCon, which went to America again.
Oh, Firebat.
Firebat won.
I've never heard of him, but good
I've
on
never heard of him, but
well, he won a measly $100,000. So he's a bit sorted now.
It's just crazy money, isn't it?
Warcraft tournament, I think the 3 people that won that, 250,000 between them, I think they won.
Mega money, isn't it?
What are we doing wrong?
Well, I actually entered a tournament last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're now out of it straight away.
Okay.
It was actually the Four Nations, Four League. They brought out one for England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. They call it Four Nations, even though Ireland obviously is 2 different ones. But there you go. Yeah, we kind of underestimated what the UK would be like. You know, we thought, well, there's no really coverage of any gamers in the UK, so you think straight away you might have a chance. And the team we came against absolutely obliterated us. So yeah, there's some good teams out there. Well, the prize fund for that is €8,000 or something. So
Yeah, it's crazy money.
it's a good business to go into if you're good at it.
If you're good at it, yeah, and you've got to be really good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's sort of it's almost like it's in your reach, but not quite, isn't it? Because there's so many people that compete for it. It's like it's at the end of your fingertips, but you just can't grab it. That's what I've always felt with making money out of online gaming.
Yeah. You think you're the best in the world, and then you come against someone else who destroys you, and you get brought back down to earth, don't you, quite quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like when I played Mance at FIFA, I thought it was amazing until I played Mance, and then all of a sudden I get whooped 7-0 or something.
I think it's that high, isn't it, though, from having success in a game. Like, you'll finish top of the leaderboard in a game on Battlefield or COD or anything like that, and you're like, yes, untouchable.
Yeah.
And then the next game, you're like right near the bottom with the same group of players, but you're just not having the game now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to being in that bottom portion.
So I'm used to being in the top portion, which makes it even more demoralising when you get put back down again.
So
just recently, go on.
No, you go.
Yeah, just recently on any game I'm playing, I think there must be an age of where you just deteriorate in games, because I'm sure I used to demolish on games, and now my reaction time or something must have slipped out the window or something, because I seem to be always bottom of every leaderboard going. It's not as fun as it used to be.
You're getting old, man. You're getting old.
Must be.
So moving on from BlizzCon, I want to talk a little bit about the Master Chief Collection, which I know you picked up today, Jace.
I did.
Big Halo basher over there.
Although saying though, I am or was a big Halo batterer. Okay. My missus for the past so many weeks now has been saying, Jace, are you going to pre-order they brought out, well, they were doing a little extra edition. It wasn't much. You know, you normally get your limited edition bundles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were doing a 10 edition, so your game case is a 10, and you get like a book with all the maps in, and some artwork. And she asked if I was getting it, and I was like, to be honest, I'm not really fussed. I'm just going to go to the shop and buy the game, because it is just a re-release of the games. You know, it's not a new game. If it was a new game, I'd probably be a bit more inclined to buying the little bundle thing. But yeah, I've put it in today.
How was the 15 gigabytes day one patch?
Yeah, like I was just about to say, after spending the first hour and 2 hours or so downloading the 15 gig patch.
Mate, if that was my internet, it would have taken me the whole first day to download the patch.
Yeah, well, I was hoping it didn't, to be fair, because I would be a bit pissed off. But yeah, it took about 2 hours, which meant I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't stream. I couldn't play any other game. I just had to sit there watching me download. So yeah, and then I finally got on there and thought, right, let's crack some old school Halo on, get the Herminator going, as I once called myself. Fired up a multiplayer matchmaking game. Here we go. Disconnection. What the fuck's going on here? So try it again. Oh, same thing again. Cannot find any servers going. I was like, what the hell is going on? Surely someone is playing this game. I must have gone through.
You mean even though Xbox One has got power of the cloud?
Yeah, I must have gone through about 6 different playlists, man, and it didn't come up. And finally, I finally got a game and then went into the game, and I'm sure the rework of Halo, they fucked the controls up or something. It just doesn't feel the same at the moment. So, as much as I enjoy Halo, the first 5 minutes it was quite annoying, but the campaign seems really nice. So, thumbs up for that.
So I mean, how did because they've overhauled all the content, haven't they? They've given it a sort of a shine and a polish. How did it look?
Mainly it's Halo 2, because it's the 10th anniversary of Halo 2. That's the main one they've actually revamped. The rest of them they've just like made HD graphics and stuff. But Halo 2, it does look crisp. It looks really nice, and it's a lot smoother. Your sound effects are different as well. I've noticed as well, like the guns. I don't know, probably sound a bit more real, like a laser gun. How you would imagine it and stuff. Yeah, it looks nice, man. It looks really nice.
We were on Skype earlier, and I swear the announcer dude has been made even more cheesy.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Running riot.
Has Halo 2 had that legacy treatment that Halo Anniversary got, where as you were playing through the game, you could hold down a button and it instantly flicked to what the old graphics were like to what the new graphics were like?
There's a mode apparently. I haven't come across it yet, but I have read about the mode that was in they brought out for the Halo 1, where you could flip between the old graphics and the new graphics. But there is also I've noticed on the multiplayer matchmaking, you either got the option for the new one that they've reworked, or further down the list is classic Halo 2. So I'm guessing that is how the Halo 2 was in the graphics and the how the maps was. But I didn't really have too much time on it, like I say, because of how it was going with the servers. I don't know if that was just an issue with my Xbox, my internet, or whatever.
No. That was a global issue, that was.
I'm guessing that's... But I mean, I don't care who they are, or, Microsoft, Sony. I reckon any new game with such a big following, Call of Duty, Halo, all your shooting games, whatnot, I think they're all going to have problems on day release, no matter how good their servers are.
I think the only game I can call to name that's had a good launch and a really successful game is Destiny. I mean, the game itself has faults fundamentally within certain areas, but that's for the Bungie to work on. But the servers have been pretty much flawless from day one. And I'm quite surprised considering how many million people bought it on day one. That's impressive.
The actual campaign servers were pretty spot on, but that's because they didn't have everyone in an area, did they? They had where you fade in and out. But there was a lot of issues on the other side of it, weren't there? On the actual multiplayer, a lot of people were getting disconnects or a lot of lag, both Xbox, PlayStation. There was a lot of complaints about it. After a couple of days, obviously, it slowed down. But yeah, the campaign side of it was flawless. It's quite smooth.
Yeah, I suppose it's difficult to project how many users you're going to get, and where they're predominantly going to come from. It's difficult, and it's for somebody much cleverer than me to work out how to deliver it.
I don't know. I mean, they've got pretty sophisticated pre-order numbers and things, haven't they? So they know roughly whereabouts the highest level pre-orders are going to be, where the most server traffic is going to come from. But then they can't just say, "Oh man, let's just put another 100,000 servers in to combat this traffic." It is an eventuality, that these kind of things happen. I mean, look at Drive Club. I mean, that's an absolute clusterfuck still. I think.
What do you mean? Look at it? I can't look at it. I want to look at it.
True. I wanted to download the free edition. Oh no, I can't.
Oh wait, no.
What is it with Call of Duty that I heard about the other day, that they were meant to have done certain servers? I don't know what they call them. Is it private servers or something? Dedicated servers. Sorry, they were meant to have dedicated servers, but apparently they are using peer-to-peer servers, which means that obviously it goes off the best connection in that area.
I don't know.
So apparently they've gone back on what they said. That's why the Call of Duty is having so much trouble.
Call of
Are
Duty
the,
in
are,
trouble? Whoa.
are the dedicated servers limited only to the PC release though, or is that console? Because
I'm not sure.
I,
I
re-
was.
I, re- I remember one of the previous releases having a bit of a hoo-ha about dedicated servers, and they'd made a promise to PC players that they would get dedicated servers, and the console users were still having to use just peer-to-peer.
Yeah, because
But I know that some internet companies, if you do use peer-to-peer sharing, they will throttle you at peak times.
Big times, yeah.
So I mean that was a problem that I had with Guild Wars 2 because of the way that connected. It used peer-to-peer at first, and I had to get on the phone to my internet provider to sort of free up some bandwidth to be able to play on it because I was just getting throttled because they thought I was using it for peer-to-peer transferring.
I couldn't imagine it.
Call of Duty, I've just gone on the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare forums for PC. First post, unplayable after update. Second post, PC players and FPNs don't buy this game. Third post, my stats were reset. Fourth post, present failed error, could not join. Fifth post, can't connect to multiplayer. Ninth post, hacked servers already.
There's been a lot of issues, man. Console, PC, I've heard about already with the Call of Duties. Like I say, Destiny have their dedicated servers, which is apparently why it runs so nice. And the Call of Duty, or whoever made Call of Duty, said they were meant to have been doing that as well. So,
maybe Activision have committed all the dedicated server allowance pretty much to Destiny, which is why COD has suffered.
maybe so. But,
Well, it wouldn't be a Call of Duty release without some epic fail, would it?
Yeah, true that.
The only good thing that's come out of Call of Duty, which has only benefited some people, is if you pre-ordered it from certain vendors, you could get this epic-looking armor shader for Destiny, and I'm gutted that I just can't get it.
Thanks. You didn't get it, no.
No, well, I'm not that fussed about COD. The last COD game I played was Modern Warfare 3, which was about 3 games ago now. So
The last one I played was Modern Warfare 1.
to be fair, that is probably the best one.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back down from that high point.
Cool.
Modern Warfare 2 was also up there, but yeah, great. Back then, when it was still relatively fresh, that was when it was the best.
See, I enjoyed the World War II stuff, the World War 1 and 2 stuff.
World of War.
From previous to that.
The Treyarch.
The big red and stuff like that.
The red one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but me and Mance were saying the other day about Call of Duty, like, obviously he doesn't like future games, and yes, they've gone that way, but it's more the fact of how Call of Duty was more of like going through the lanes kind of thing before. You couldn't jump over things, and and now they're just I think they're trying to go out the box too much from the original pieces, and I personally don't enjoy that.
I think Advanced Warfare is just an answer to Titanfall, because obviously, the guys running Titanfall's development at Respawn were previously Infinity Ward. They pioneered Call of Duty's gameplay. Also, the current Infinity Ward and other developers, because there's like 3 developers running on Call of Duty, all they've done is inherited what Infinity Ward put in place, and now these guys have gone to Respawn, and then Titanfall was the next big thing, and everybody loved the gameplay, but I think just the pickup rate of Xbox One is what held it back a little bit, and now Activision are basically saying, we want a piece of that. So try and make that game without copying the game.
Without copying it. But they have copied it.
Pretty much. I think it's that whole vertical gameplay, that's what they were going for. Like, as you said, COD was like being in the lanes. There was obviously interior environments and there was an element of verticality. But now it's like, you've got a jetpack so you can go from the floor, run up the building, jump on the roof. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, it gives. I understand it gives that different dimension to the game, but for me, I've played Titanfall. I've got Titanfall, and that makes me dizzy. I can't play that many games on it because and what I find with it as well is I can't seem to know where the map. Like when you've played a game for a while, a shooting game, you start to learn the maps, don't you? Well, with these maps, because I'm jumping here, there, and everywhere, I don't actually take in my surroundings. I feel anyway. I mean, there's
Once it playing the game.
well, that's it. Like, maybe if I did play a bit more, but like I say, it just makes me feel dizzy. That's what's put me off this Call of Duty.
What? So you mean not the other 1,000 games coming out within this next 2-week period?
No, because the one game I definitely wanted in this November was obviously the Master Chief Collection. More like my message said, "Are you going to be on it all day?" And I said, "No, not really. No, I've played Halo before. It's not the reason I brought the game. The reason I brought it is because I wanted the whole collection on my Xbox One to go back and have them memories. So I was always going to buy that one. Always going to spend the 50 quid on that. And then I've looked at the other games coming out. Assassin's Creed. I'm not a massive Assassin's Creed person. I played one. I thought it was a bit too repetitive. Never touched another one. GTA again. It's an okay game, but it's not my sort of game. So Call of Duty, I was looking at thinking, well, I might buy it, but it has put me off with the whole jumping up and down, left and right thing. Maybe
Well, I mean,
it comes down in price to get.
Yeah, if you find it disorientating playing Titanfall, then maybe it's best to just wait that one out a little bit. I mean, COD generally holds its value, but in 6 months' time, you can probably catch it for half price, I reckon. So,
and I think the servers will still just be as packed as they are now, and bad.
They probably will. I think we're running out of time there, guys. So we're gonna have to call it for this week. Thanks for listening to the 4 of us this time.
Yeah.
whoop, whoop. Hopefully, we can have more than 2 more often.
Yeah, we'll try and keep these numbers up.
Bottle Rocket is more than 2 people. People do need to know this.
Yes.
It says more than 4 people as well, believe it or not.
There's quite a few lurking in the shadows.
How many can you fit in our rocket is the question.
Yes.
So as ever, if you've enjoyed the podcast, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let us know what you think. Opinions are always valued, and we always do our best to get back to you. So yeah, thanks for listening. I've been Chris.
I've been Ben. It's okay. No, nobody else has been anyone else.
I've been here. I'm not used to these podcasts.
Yeah, just
I've
say
been
your
Chris.
name.
I've been Ben. Silence.
And it's back to 2 men.
Right, that's it. Catch you next time. Done.